What's up, guys? My name is Keegan Gassett, and I'm coming back to YouTube once and for all. No jokes, no games, no cap. It starts now. In this video, I'm going to discuss my multiple attempts to start YouTube, kind of explain the hiatus, where I have been, where I currently am, and my plans and goals and dreams for this YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, I've made a run at YouTube several times now. I'm done with the I'm back videos. I'm done with the starting over. The first time I attempted to start YouTube was in 2014. I was a freshman in high school. I was a consumer of YouTube, and the idea of being able to grow an audience of like-minded people that once a week I could sit down and talk to, it was more than intriguing. I knew that there was no better way, no better time than to just start then. My grandmother had a Sony camcorder at the time. It shot in HD, and I asked her if I could borrow it. I already had a laptop, and thus birthed my first attempt at YouTube. And by the way, my most successful attempt at YouTube to date. But all of that will change after today. So starting the channel, it went really great. I titled it after my nickname. It was me sitting down week after week, just talking, just chatting about stuff that I was going through, stuff that I found interesting. And it was so organic, so wholesome, so genuine. And that's where I kind of found my passion. I don't want to say a passion for YouTube, but maybe a passion for sitting down and just trying to find relatable topics to other people, because I grew up as an only child. I didn't have a sister, I didn't have a brother, I didn't have anybody to share stuff with. When I was home alone, I was home alone. You know, making videos was an outlet and a way for me to express my inner emotions and hopefully find some relativity. Like, it was almost more for me than it was for the audience. The YouTube channel, it was pretty short-lived. I started it, I was nailing the weekly basis. I would record on Sundays, edit most of the day Sunday, then I would upload the very next day on Monday, and I stuck to the weekly schedule. I did like 6, 7, 8 videos maybe, where it was just like constantly every week on the dot. You could count on it. And then I even ended up with a couple of friends of mine, we started like an anti-bullying movement or campaign, whatever you want to call it. It was called the End Hate Movement. We were all at one of my buddy's birthday parties. Most of the people had gone home. Everybody that was staying the night, it was just 4 of us in total. The 4 of us were sitting downstairs and we were just kind of chatting, and the conversation turned really real really fast. One of my buddies just had a personal thing he kind of wanted to open up about, and then I was like, hey, you know, I've been doing the YouTube thing. I brought my camera with me. I think this would be a fantastic thing for us to talk about. We all sat down on the couch, little quad talking head video. It touched a lot of people. I went home, edited it the next day, and posted it all in the same day. And within 2 days, it had almost 3,000 views, which was way more than my channel ever did. I was averaging maybe like 250 views per video. We were like, whoa, like this touched a lot of people. This is something we should absolutely push to grow. And so we made some follow-up videos. We got our school involved. We had an End Hate Movement day. Everybody had hashtag EHM written on their wrist, and everybody was I was going around, and the teachers would let me kind of interview people and have them tell their experience about bullying, which was really incredible. It was awesome. I was like, okay, look, we're making a difference. It's not for nothing. And then a couple weeks later, I did something really stupid, and I got suspended from school, and subsequently got all of my YouTube equipment taken away, my camera, my laptop. It was done. And I was in a lot of trouble. Like, I was grounded for over 2 months. Most of the summer was spent inside, no technology, no nothing. So that successfully ended my first chapter of my YouTube journey. The second time I tried to start YouTube was in 2020. I was getting ready to move across the country from Kentucky to southern Utah to attend college. So I graduated high school in 2017. For the next 3 years, I just continued to work customer service jobs. I hadn't found a career. I was starting to feel like I hadn't found a purpose. That's a scary place. If you guys have been there before, you're like, what am I doing with my life? I only get one of these things. It was in 2020 that I discovered a little hidden passion of mine, and it was growing. I planted one seed and just fell in love with the process of watching that plant go from seed all the way to its final stages of life. So I was like, okay, we got something here. Maybe a little purpose after all. Maybe I've got a green thumb. Maybe that's what I'm meant to do. As that passion grew, I realized, hey, if I want to take this seriously, I'm probably going to need a degree for it. So I applied to some colleges in places that I knew I wanted to live. I ended up in Utah, however you want to put it. I know, Utah. Why would you go there? You're from Kentucky. That's such a culture shock, and you bet your bottom dollar it is a culture shock. Utah loves to live up to its own stereotypes. If you've ever been to Utah, but just for the sightseeing portion of things, you might have missed it. But if you've ever lived in Utah or stayed in Utah for an extensive period of time where you kind of have to be out with the public and almost feel like you're a part of it for a minute, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's another story for another time. Right before I moved to go to school, I shot one YouTube video and I was like, yeah, this is it. I'm going to start again. This is going to be so cool. I get to take the camera on the road, show you guys a different view. And I recorded that video, did probably the worst editing you've ever seen, quick, done, and in a hurry, put it on YouTube, and then just didn't make another YouTube video for over a year. So yeah, chapter 2 was barely even a chapter. So the third time that I tried to start a YouTube channel was in 2021. I had made it back already from college, and I was back for good. So I'm sure you guys can deduce what happened there. College wasn't for me. And also another story for another time. Don't worry, we'll cover it. But I had made it home back to Kentucky, and I was like, wait, what about that YouTube channel I was going to start? So hoping you guys would notice that after over a year's hiatus, I was like, hey guys, it's me, Keegan Gassett. And in the last video we talked about, the last video was over a year ago. People don't even remember. So I sat down and I was going to make a video about how to find a career, which was kind of ironic considering I wanted to start a career, went to college just for it, still have student debt over it, and left in less than 2 semesters. So I started a video on, how to find a career, not the right one. Posted that video, did some edits, and hadn't made another video since. Fast forward to now, 2024. I'm in Ohio. I'm not in Kentucky. I'm not in Utah. I'm in Ohio. I'm living here. I rent a home. I'm a district manager, a district retail marketing manager for a home improvement company. I'm loving life. I live here with my longtime girlfriend. Things are going pretty good with us. And I honestly, I couldn't be happier. But at the same time, I feel like now's the time that if I wanted to start over, I wanted to change some things, I wanted to do things right, like I'll adopt the old "it's never too late" mantra. And yeah, it's never too late to start again. Thus, coupled with the recurring thought that I have of, dude, you need to sit down and you need to make content again. I'm starting over. I'm starting over in life. I'm starting over personally. I'm starting over with how I do my job. I'm just starting over. And that will most likely be the topic of the very next video that I post next week, is just like how I started over at 25, what that looks like. And again, this channel is going to be all about the most relevant content I can make from a real guy going through the real world. I'm not famous. I don't own a business. I don't make music. I'm just a regular guy. Hey, if you've made it this far, you're going to be one of the day ones. And I love you. Thank you. I appreciate you. So those are my few attempts at starting a YouTube channel. And here's the last one. It's the last time I'm ever going to make an I'm back video. Just sitting down today in front of the camera, like looking at it, I'm smiling, just thinking about it. It's a fun outlet for me. It's a way for me to sit down and express myself, kind of like I did in 2014 as a freshman in high school. I get to just let it all out. I get to vent. I get to be real. Seriously, I'm big on cultivating that audience of like-minded people where we can all get together once a week and just relate to each other. Just talk about what's going on. So my plans moving forward for this channel are, first, weekly posts. I want to get my reps in. I have to get used to talking to the camera again. I have to get used to making the time to edit the video. I have to I just got to get back into the flow of things. Doing YouTube is absolutely not easy. I'm not saying it's the hardest job in the world, but staying consistent is something I want to do. So be on the lookout. Posts every week. I haven't quite figured out which day I'm gonna post every week. I have no analytics to go off of. We'll figure that out. But weekly posts definitely gonna be a thing. The next thing you can expect to see on the channel, confessionals/advice. It's gonna be real hard-hitting topics, things that I'm either currently going through or have gone through in the past that I think telling the story would benefit the audience. Whether it's telling you a story so that you can learn from my mistakes, or telling you a story so that you can find the inspiration, the motivation, the courage to go and do something that you've been thinking about doing for a while but just haven't had the sign to pull the trigger on it and take action. That's what I want to be here for. So confessionals and advice, again, real guy, not famous, nobody important, just talking about real stuff that hopefully you guys can relate to. And I promise I will improve on my storytelling skills so that when you watch a video, it is more captivating. I will work on the cinematics of everything. Right now I'm using an LED work light from Cobalt as my lighting, and I'm sure you guys can see the little lines running up my face. So again, just starting out, basics, but real stuff, real guy to the real audience. You guys can maybe possibly expect some vlog content. So I've always been intrigued about getting a rear view mirror mount for the camera and taking you guys along for just story times in the car. I drive a lot for my job. Like I said, I'm a district manager in Ohio. So I've got 8 stores in Ohio, 3 in Kentucky, and 1 in Indiana. So my weeks consist of a lot of drive time, and I'd love to be able to make use of that time that I wouldn't normally otherwise get to use. We'll see. No guarantees, no promises on that one, but possibility. As this channel grows, I don't really want to put a cap on it as far as what the content's going to be, whether it's going to be niche, whether it's going to be mainstream. You guys might also be able to expect some entertainment content. For the last, I don't know, 5 or 6, maybe even 7 years, I can recall growing up on really idolizing and looking up to the reaction channels. Danny Gonzalez comes to mind, Drew Gooden comes to mind, and my absolute all-time favorites, I'll go fanboy on it, Cody Ko and Noel Miller with their stellar That's Cringe series. I've probably binged more like reaction content than anything else on YouTube, aside from education, just trying to learn stuff from here and there. But yeah, so you guys might be able to expect something like that. I'm not very versed in it, so we're not going to start there. So that's all for now. I really appreciate it if you've made it all the way to the end. I must have done something right. And if you want to continue to see more content from a real guy sitting down talking about real stuff that hopefully you can relate to, then feel free, show the support, click the like button, leave a comment below with some video suggestions, and absolutely hit that subscribe button. I think at this time I only have 14 subscribers. Maybe we'll do something cool for the first 100. But until next time, thanks for watching. I'm Keegan Gassett. Have a fantastic day.